G'day, welcome back to the channel. Bit of bot grinder live stream, certainly worth a watch on a Friday US time. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I want to talk about, where are we? This article here on the BBC website, where police intend to crack down on drones flown dangerously. And this is a worry because police in the UK are being given new powers to crack down on people flying drones irresponsibly or illegally, with dedicated teams on the lookout for those breaking the rules. Now, it's interesting. The headline says dangerously, but they're actually looking for people flying irresponsibly or illegally, even if it's not dangerously. So, yes, they're looking for technical breaches of the regulations by the look of it. And they go on to say that last week, a drone user was fined more than £5,000 for flying illegally over MI6's building in central London. Well, yeah, idiot, shouldn't have done it. Deserves every cent of the fine. But does that really sort of justify an entire campaign out there to vilify drone operators even more? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it says police working for Operation Forever Wing can now confiscate drones being flown dangerously. Well, hang on a minute. They said it was about being irresponsible or illegal, not dangerous, but now it's dangerous. So, conflicting evidence. Of course, this is the BBC. Can't believe a word that they publish. They tend to be very loose with the truth and focused on narratives. Just look at their coverage of the Gatwick airport incident and the drone that was allegedly there. They don't care much for facts. They're about stories. They're about sizzle. They've turned into a tabloid like most other mainstream news media. Anyway, so the Home Office, which worked closely with police in setting up Operation Forever Wing in March, said that officers will be given the tools needed to tackle drone misuse. So now it's gone from being dangerous to being irresponsible or illegal to misuse. They're not really focused, are they? There's a lot of terminology being thrown around there. What exactly is it that they are chasing? And they'll be able to issue on-the-spot fines. I can see what they're chasing. It's called money. You always follow the money. That really tells us why things are done and why things are being focused in particular areas. We know that most of the drone regulations we're facing now are a result of money. Commercial entities wanting the airspace that we've been using quite safely and responsibly for many, many years. They need us out of this airspace so they can do their drone deliveries, even though those things are just really pie in the sky, pizza pie in the sky, perhaps. We don't know, but it's not going to work out the way they're claiming. And so this represents a landmark moment for the UK in tackling this new and developing threat. So now it's a threat. They keep changing the terminology, whether they want to counter a threat. What threat? What is the threat? Tell me, someone please tell me what the threat is, because let's go over. I actually had enough of this, and I'm on Twitter, and I see that the NPCC, Counter UAS Police Organisation, posted a link to this article. So I actually tweeted back and said, just kindly, can you or anyone else please remind me how many lives have been lost to the recreational use of multi-rotor drones? It must be a huge number, given that they are prioritising this action over things like knife crime, drug dealing, etc. And yes, an answer is required. It's not a rhetorical question. I want them to come back and openly acknowledge there has never been a single death. I have a feeling that they will never do that. So I've put a couple of bumps out there, and I'll keep this active. I'll keep posting this question to this tweet every day until they either come back or they block me. Now, if they come back and say it's zero, well, I think they're basically saying, yeah, we don't actually have a reason for this other than the money. And if they block me, I think it really proves that they don't want to acknowledge any facts which don't support their narrative. And this is crazy. I mean, I don't know. Threat. And they're going, as well as safety and privacy issues, the police are also concerned about the use of drones for illegal activities such as smuggling drugs into prisons. Let's see the numbers. How many people smuggle drugs into prisons using drones, and how many use other methods, like pushing them up their backsides or hiding them in their mouths and all sorts of things? That's traditionally, or bribing prison officers. That's been a long-standing way of getting drugs into prisons. But no, we'll focus on drones, the thing that's hardly ever used and is really successful when they do try it. So we've got a narrative to support here. I'm sorry, but this is just another piece of garbage from the BBC. And I don't know. The other thing is, our prime concern is about aviation safety and how aircraft and drones can legally share airspace. No, that should not be the thing, because drones and manned aircraft should not be sharing the same airspace. That's why the rules say you may not fly over 400 feet. And that's why general aviation is traditionally limited to no less than 500 feet. they shouldn't be sharing the same airspace. So to suggest that it's a good idea shows how far out of touch regulators and enforcement agencies are. This is just ridiculous. So what can I say? They go on to say that those flouting the rules face fines and anyone endangering aircraft could receive a prison sentence of up to 5 years. Well, okay, hey-ho, that should be the case if you're going to endanger aircraft. But of course, it's all very subjective, isn't it? If a pilot sees a drone being flown in a park, 5 meters above the ground as he overflies at 500 feet, is that a danger to the aircraft? I'm sure the pilot would probably say yes. The drone pilot would say no. Who determines what really is a danger to aircraft? If everyone's following the rules, there should be no danger to aircraft. And in that case, both parties could be following the rules. We see a whole lot of garbage being trotted out. But there you go. Just wanted to cover this because I've had a lot of emails from this, people saying, have you seen this? Have you seen this? And of course I've seen it. And in my crusade to protect the hobby from ridiculously overstated regulations, massive regulatory overreach, we've got to nip this sort of thing in the bud and come out and counter it with facts and challenge them to produce the evidence they need to back up these ridiculous claims. So, yeah, that's it. Another thing I've noticed while I'm on the subject here, while I've got you, is that a lot of people in the hobby with YouTube channels have said they're seeing a massive drop-off in views. I noticed that my last video got half the views I normally get, yet it was well received. Lots of likes and lots of comments and positive comments at that, but it got half the views. And on the bot grinder stream that I started with here, Bot Grinder's also discovered that he's getting a lot less views. A lot of the other people with channels are getting less views. Now, Bot Grinder, he has content that you would not normally monetize because it is, what shall we say, mature in nature, has a bit of drug-related content. So YouTube is not going to monetize this. And the other channels that have noticed a big downturn in views are, generally speaking, partner channels. Channels that have to share their ad revenue with YouTube. I predicted this in a recent video, but I am almost going to guarantee it now. YouTube is going to start pushing the videos where they can have all the ad revenue. They're going to push videos where they're not monetized by the video uploader, the creator, so that when they put an ad on that video, they get to keep 100% of the advertising revenue. If they put an ad on one of my videos, they only get about half of the video the advertising money because they've got to share it with me. So naturally they're going to push, as I suggested, they're going to push the videos where they are doing the monetizing themselves and not sharing the revenue. So we're going to see a massive change in the number of videos that channels are getting and the way the YouTube landscape is laid out. And it's not good for creators. Well, it's good if you're a non-monetized creator. You'll get more views, but you won't make any money out of it. But for those of us who rely on YouTube revenues for our livelihood, this is not good at all, which is why behind me on the other desk, there are Raspberry Pis being loaded up with video serving software right now. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. This was just my little public service announcement. And so, yes, before you email me, I have seen this article and it is rubbish. And the police in the UK need to explain themselves. Just what is the death toll? Why aren't you out chasing people committing crimes of violence, murdering other people? This is the least of the UK police's problems right now. They're not killing anybody. They're not endangering anybody because nobody's being killed, so there's no endangerment. Really, not good enough. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks to my Patreon supporters. You make this all possible. And now I'll get on with other stuff. Bye for now.
Overregulation is like a tumor. It's killing our hobby. It must be terminated. Now!